So schön, euch wiederzusehen, übrigens.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire.
Die Mutter altert doch auch, oder?
We've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to
Hab einen
why,
Halbbruder?
I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good
Indem wir alle
quartermaster.
Kisten plündern. Wo nur Asche dran ist.
Buck up, man.
You're telling me that's the
Ich würde mich ja gern gut vorbereiten. Aber die haben nichts, um sich gut vorzubereiten. Alter. Dieses Geierschwert, echt. Wüstenrose, okay, nehmen wir mit.
As you wish, my lord. Of course, my lord. As you wish, my lord.
Wie viel hat er denn? Weiß man nicht.
Of course, my lord. It has been an honor. May the blessing
nicht
of the
zufällig ein
crystals
Schmied?
go with you.
Also ich kann mich hier nicht so gut vorbereiten, ehrlich gesagt. Ich kann vielleicht noch kurz nach meinen Fertigkeiten schauen. Ja, aber jetzt habe ich wieder. Habe ich erlernt. Kreisge. Kann ich denn noch lernen? Boah, das hört sich nicht schlecht an. Aber der kostet mega viel. Okay, nee, da sparen wir noch ein bisschen. Dann mal das. Und das. Moment, ich kann das noch meistern. Ich kann die jetzt nochmal aufstufen, oder wie? Was dann noch mehr kostet? Oh Gott. Ich bin fertig, Leute. Das kann ich ja eigentlich. Kann ich nicht wieder verlernen. Ich kann schützen. Alle Fertigkeiten zurücksetzen. Okay, Moment. Also kann ich die jetzt schützen und dann zurücksetzen und dann bleiben die ich geschützt habe? Wir versuchen das jetzt. Da, guck, da könnte ich vergessen. Feuerschwall. Ich krieg nur 120 Fertigkeitenpunkte zurück. Benutze ich ja gerade auch nicht. Wobei ich den irgendwie besser mochte als Feuerramme, ehrlich gesagt. Das könnte ich auch mal ausprobieren. Aber das kostet so viel. Ich bekomme nur so wenig zurück. Ach so, das kann ich nicht vergessen, weil das die Ausgangsskills sind. Meistern mal das, dann haben wir das Rad fertig. Ja, und jetzt kann ich hier aber gar nicht mehr viel machen. Mit den Punkten. Moment. Dann auch noch aus, natürlich. Wir suchen mal Lebensflamme. Ja, Krallentanz wollen wir nicht. Das ist ja blöd. Und die zwei haben wir. Okay. Naja. Bin irgendwie nicht 100%ig zufrieden. Wir speichern nochmal. Und dann gehen wir weiter.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on
Gutes
my own.
Timing, oder?
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shield.
Dann machen wir das halt.
So we shall.
Die Flammen leuchten hell. Das weiß er nicht. Im Verlauf der Geschichte werden sich Clive verschiedene Gefährten anschließen, die ihm auf seinen Reisen begleiten. Je nachdem, was sein nächstes Ziel ist, können sie sich allerdings auch dazu entscheiden, im Versteck zu bleiben. Oh, das heißt, du kommst mit zum Versteck? Zur Brücke. Okay, geh mal aus dem Weg, Wade. Wir müssen zur Brücke.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
Ich bin der Phönix. Okay, ich bin nicht der Phönix. Ich bin
How
Ifrit.
long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever
Haben die
since.
dann gar nicht mich gesucht, sondern Wade und seine Leute? Was ist hier los?
Look at me sideways. How was the Black Shield?
Come along now.
The bastard are lucky.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Sofort, würde ich sagen. Ist das Tor offen? War vorhin nicht offen.
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black
Wie lassen wir die
Shields?
überhaupt ausreden?
Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For us area!
Your petty revolution ends here.
Ja, ja, kann man mal machen, den
Are
Skill.
these our swords we...
Finde ich jetzt doch ganz hübsch.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
Over here! Get him!
More dragons.
works. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Over here!
Das war ein Doppelkill. Oh, easy. Hätte ich jetzt mehr erwartet.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our
Inwiefern?
point that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Ja, von euch vielleicht. Wie kann ich die nicht abweichen?
Nice try.
So Wade,
Found them. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? Get him!
Der gibt nur 900 Kill. Und vor allem gibt der keinen Ruhm. Das ist ja schlimm. Unterwesten Kettenglied. Cool. Brauche ich.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Look,
Schön gut.
perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again.
Können wir jetzt den Kristall kaputt machen?
I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Nein, das war nicht mein Plan. Das war überhaupt nicht mein Plan. Ich wollte jetzt da rein. Ich wollte den Kristall kaputt machen. Jetzt bekomme ich Ruhe. Kristall. Hallo Adrian, herzlich willkommen im Stream. Schön, dass du zuschaust. Wie geht's dir? Kommst du von der Arbeit?
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Yeah. Noch ein Pfadfinderabzeichen.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it.
Please.
If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord
Murdoch.
Commander.
Das war, glaubt ihr, Blonde.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Das ist mein Onkel.
How accommodating.
Nee, okay.
Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
Ah!
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Bist du mein Onkel? Ist ein Curl hinter uns? Eine
Imagine my
ausgestopfte.
surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Das ist mein Schwert.
You would mock me
Ich
as
weiß
well.
auch nicht.
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy.
Endlich mal jemand, der sich umarmt hier.
You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Das war's süß.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits
War
in
die
her
denn
place.
jemals nett?
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
So einen Onkel braucht jeder, würde ich
This
sagen.
will be fun.
Gleich bei dir, Adrian. Bald die Szene endet.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space
3
of 2 days.
Tage.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster.
Sorry.
Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Sind die sich in den 5 Jahren auch überhaupt nicht näher gekommen? Bisschen. Echt irgendwie die Zeit stehen geblieben. Wieso gehen wir jetzt ins Versteck? Wieso kehren wir jetzt ins Versteck zurück? So, sorry, jetzt bin ich wieder da. Och, es geht, es geht. Nee, ich komme vom Kuchenbacken. Oh cool, hätte ich heute arbeiten müssen, hätte ich mich vermutlich... Wieso das denn? Wieso das denn? Und wo ist mein Kuchen? Erzähl, für wen oder was habt ihr Kuchen gebacken? Könnte ich auch mal wieder machen. Ich bin umgezogen, Adrian. Ich habe jetzt eine Küche. Ich habe vor 2 Tagen Reissalat gemacht. Also ich habe Reis gekocht und Sachen geschnitten, die ich in Salat gemacht habe. Und niemand hat mich angeschrien oder kritisiert oder auf irgendeine andere Weise erniedrigt. Das ist schon echt schön. Kein Stress, ich bin kurz in der Küche. Noch mehr Kuchen backen? Was für Kuchen? Jetzt möchte ich gern Kuchen. Morgen wollte ich Pfannkuchen machen.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Oh nee, nicht Vivian. Vivian ist mir zu anstrengend, ehrlich gesagt.
I didn't take you for a scholarly van.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all
Ich glaube, der will das mir in Zutaten bringen.
No hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of
Wurm.
me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple
Endlich
cook with more
violett.
broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Okay. Suchen wir jetzt violette Monster, die wir dann verkochen können. Irgendwie geht es hier extrem oft ums Essen. Da ist ein Plus. Da ist ein Plus. Komm vorbei, dann kriegst du ein Stück. Ist ein bisschen weit weg, glaube ich. Ach ne, die neue Kollegin verzapft nur Scheiße. Okay, erzähl. Erzähl. Und warum neu in Anführungsstrich? Zebrakuchen habe ich gemacht. Also was ganz Simples. Ist trotzdem lecker. Freut mich, dass du jetzt ungestört kochen kannst. Mich freut das auch. Ich bin noch ein bisschen überfordert. Also es war auch nicht der beste Reissalat. Eigentlich kann ich gut kochen. Aber ich habe halt jetzt schon, was weiß ich, 1,5 Jahre nicht mehr wirklich gekocht. Ich muss das erst wieder ein bisschen lernen.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while.
Mhm.
Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but
Hast du es mit 4 versucht?
something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit?
Also ich soll jetzt mit ihm reden,
What you say?
damit er wieder zu motzen anfängt. Okay. Klar, mache ich doch gern.
If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Okay. Muss ich ja auf 10 zählen oder so?
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Is everything we've received and everything
85
promised?
habe ich noch nicht. Doch, habe ich.
Here you are.
Sehr gering. Ach, die. Dann weiß ich
You've already
nicht.
got
Okay.
that one.
So, jetzt haben wir da gar nicht geguckt. Ich glaube, wir hatten auch bisher keine Möglichkeit dazu. Sonnenpfad, Sonnenbreck. Nope. Bin nicht zu Vivian. Kommst vorbei, kannst auch kochen. Ich kann ja auch hier kochen. Theoretisch. Wenn ich es könnte. Naja, die bucht alles falsch auf. Denkt nicht drüber nach, was sie tut, trägt Kosten oft falsch ein, verlegt Sachen wie Einkaufsbelege etc. Und neu, weil sie ist seit 3 Monaten da. Okay. Und da gibt es irgendwie keine Konsequenzen? Ist sie wenigstens nett? Sind wir ja doch zusammen da.
1st August, and now you.
Ich hab Bier dabei.
What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armour, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for? Now piss off.
All right, we're going.
Okay. Dann bis später. Ja gut, ich will ja nichts sagen, aber du machst seit 5 Jahren nichts Neues.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
That monster's taken quite.
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the
Oh yeah, okay.
Curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now where the bleeding hell was excited.
Ah, das ist der, den wir sowieso machen wollten, oder wie?
Care Northern.
Und dann?
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Okay. Vaters Rast. Jagdbrett. Mensch, ich könnte hier so schnell Reisen machen. Ist eine falsche Schlange wirklich? Jeff hätte sie ja auch schon rausgeworfen, wenn wir das gewollt hätten. Wir haben uns erstmal dafür entschieden, die Probezeit zu verlängern, damit wir zur Sommersaison nicht so viel Stress haben und sie danach dann rauszuwerfen. Das hört sich echt gemein an, muss ich jetzt mal sagen. Aber, also wenn sie alles falsch macht, ist das dann nicht mehr Aufwand für euch? Ist dann nicht sinnvoller, ihr sucht gleich jemanden, der das richtig macht? Und, also ich frage mich mal, was sagen denn die Leute? Also mit der muss ja wohl jemand geredet haben. Bin ich jetzt falsch? Natürlich bin ich falsch. Hier muss ja jemand geredet haben, so, hey du musst das so und so machen, oder? Was sagt die denn dann? Wenn du in deine Wohnung guckst, habe ich ja nichts. Aber ich umso mehr. Würde ich sagen. Okay. Das ist so ein Wink mit dem Zaunfall. Also kümmere dich mal um das Jagdbrett. Vielleicht. Aber auch witzig, dass Leute das ans Jagdbrett schlagen und der Chocobo gibt mir dann die Aufträge, den gar niemand sieht eigentlich. Ist ja das. Ja, ich glaube, das ist was anderes. Dann müssen wir zum Sonnen. Okay. Ja, das alles nacheinander. Das muss dein Glückstag sein. Okay. Alles klar. Kehr, Norvent und Sonnenfahrt. Schauen wir mal. Was? Ich verstehe nur nicht. Ah, guck mal. Da ist jetzt ein lila Zeichen drin. Und hier auch. Und hier auch. Und hier auch. Was? Überall. Okay, ist vermutlich das hier eine Map und das hier, oder? Okay, wir starten mal bei Marthas Rast, weil ich gerade dezent überfordert bin. Es ist schwer, gute Mitarbeiter zu finden heutzutage. Ist es das wirklich? Also ich bin ja Physiotherapeutin und ihr wisst ja mittlerweile, wie schlecht die Bedingungen da sind und ich bezahlt werde. Habe ich euch das überhaupt schon erzählt? Also ich bekomme jetzt so viel Geld für 20 Stunden in meinem Remote-Bürojob, wie ich Vollzeit als Physio gekriegt habe. Wie ist das? Ich bekomme genau gleich viel Geld für die Hälfte der Arbeitszeit, die ich von daheim machen kann, die nicht körperlich anstrengend ist. Wie findet ihr das? Ich finde das unfassbar, ehrlich gesagt. Und ich werde nicht so gut bezahlt bei meiner Arbeit. Angesprochen und ihr erklärt, woran es hapert, aber noch ist keine Besserung in Sicht. Und wir werfen sie auch nur raus, wenn sie sich nicht ändert. Ja. Wenn sie ihre Arbeit gut macht, kann sie natürlich bleiben. Ist halt eine Fristverlängerung, der sie sich nochmal beweisen kann. Naja, vielleicht bessert es sich ja, aber irgendwie hört es sich nicht so an. Finde ich nicht gut, wenn du dein Essen alleine wartest. Ich warte nicht, ich esse. Ich esse. Ich muss jetzt echt ein bisschen aufpassen. Ich glaube, dann wieder mehr trainieren und gesund kochen und so. Sonst werde ich nicht ganz schnell fett, wenn ich jetzt alles koche und esse. Okay, das ist heftig, der Unterschied. Das ist eine Riesensache. Absolut. Absolut. Und als Physio hast du halt auch die Verantwortung.
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the good.
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Boy, I haven't
Er hat davon gehört.
since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them
Cool.
up.
Du hast mir jetzt echt viel geholfen.
Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. When there was a war on, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Times ain't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 reads would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Ja, echt, Mann, ich hätte jetzt nicht gedacht, dass das so einfach ist. Okay. Jetzt pass auf, wo mussten wir hin? Sonnen, irgendwas in Sandbreck. Ist das hier Sandbreck? Seidenstrand. War da auch was? Da wird mir jetzt gar nichts angezeigt. Trillingsschiff, Trillingsschiff. Okay. Dann gehen wir mal erst dahin. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was Sandbreck ist. Da, Sandbreck. Okay, dann muss ich hier hin. Aber hier gab es ja auch irgendwas. Aria, was ist Aria? Okay. Egal, holen wir erstmal das.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Du hast bestimmt den ganzen Tag wie ein Eichhörnchen rum. Meinst du Andorsia oder mich?
Stay sharp.
After what the Empire did to Martha's...
Andorsia arbeitet viel zu viel. Und ich bin mir sicher, der kriegt dafür auch viel zu wenig Geld. Es geht, ich bin jetzt unter die Bäcker gegangen. Ja. Der backt Kuchen ohne uns, Andorsia. Vielleicht können wir uns irgendwo mal so in der Mitte von Deutschland treffen. Und dann kochen wir was und backen wir was und essen alle viel zu viel. Und dann gehen wir noch zusammen trainieren, um das wieder abzubauen.
Scorpions.
Wäre das.